advantages. The first one is cheap labor, and then the second one is skilled labor, and then the cultural diversity. So let's go to cheap labor. So some migrants, and migrants means the people who migrate, they generally do many unskilled jobs like delivery man, etc. at a low price. So in that way, it is the benefit of the country that they have to pay less to the workers. Now, for example, when people migrate from rural area to urban area or from the village side to the countryside, most of them are uneducated and hence they are ready to do unskilled jobs at low wages. The next advantage is skilled labor. So, some people who migrate are highly skilled in their field. So, in that way, they contribute in the development of the country. For example, if I'm very talented in coding and I migrated to the USA, so by going there, I contribute in the development of USA. Now, another example is of Elon Musk. So Elon Musk was usually born in he was born in South Africa, and he migrated to USA, and then he created his own company and became the world's richest man. It was possible because he got skilled labor in USA. After that, we have cultural diversity. So, what is cultural diversity? For example, in the United Kingdom, there are many people living there of different cultures. Like the Indian people live there, the American people live there, the Japanese, etc. So, in that way, so many cultures at one place. In that way, they exchange cultures. Like the Indian people will come to know about the American culture, or the Japanese people will come to know about the African culture, or so on. So, in that way, they learn other ways of life. So these were the advantages, and I'll let Atharva explain you the disadvantages.
So now I'm going to tell you about the disadvantages of migration to the destination countries. There are five major disadvantages. First is job loss, discrimination, social pressure, breakdown of culture and traditions, and diseases. The first one is job loss. Immigrants may also cause difficulties for their job opportunities because of new people and surroundings. Many times there are difficulties in approaching the right place for the jobs that you are comfortable with. And there are difficulties to find new jobs as you have to learn a new language. The second disadvantage is discrimination. So, what is discrimination? Treating one person or group worse than others. For example, I'm going to Germany and I don't understand their language. Then they won't accept me in their community. Immigrants can increase discrimination in the country. They cannot speak local language and often find themselves not accepted in foreign communities. The third one is social pressure. Housing, health, education, and many other facilities may suffer from the pressure of excessive use by more people than it was designed for. For example, I'm going to live in Georgia, and the school in that area is already full of students, but I still want to join because I don't have any other options. So the school will suffer from having more students than it can hold. The fourth is breakdown of culture and traditions. Traditions and culture are negatively modified because of diversity. Sometimes healthy ways of life lapse as different people are exposed. Sometimes new crime incidents emerge or increase as a result of bad people coming in. The fifth disadvantage is disease. As long as people move from place to place, there is a risk of a contagious disease outbreak. For example, nowadays in this pandemic, there's a huge risk to travel or migrate anywhere because anyone can be infected by the virus, whether the place you are going to settle or the mode from which you are getting transported, etc. So I explained the disadvantages of migration to destination countries. Now I will let Muskan to continue the next topic. Thank you. Thank you.
Ronak and Atharva have already explained about the advantages and disadvantages of migration to the home destination country. We are now going to tell you about the advantages and disadvantages of migration to the home country. First of all, what is a home country? Home country is a place where a person is born and usually raised. For example, if I'm born and raised in India, but I moved to America but still obtained citizenship, in this case, my home country is India. So let's get back to the advantages. There are three major advantages: remittance, better job opportunities for locals, and knowledge and skill flow. First, remittance. Remittance is a form of sending a sum of money to someone as a gift. Thus, this migration improves the economic condition of the family and relatives who lives in the home country. Second, better job opportunities for locals. As more and more people migrate, as more and more people migrate, the population of the country decreases. The population of the country decreases, and that's how the people in the home country get more job opportunities available for them. Third, knowledge and skill flow. In the term of short term of migration, short term of migration can be of 3 to 4 months or more than that, but less than 12 months. In this term of migration, the migrants were returning bring much new ideas and skills, etc., which helps in improving the social life of the people as they learn new cultures, customs, and new languages. It helps improving the brotherhood among the people of different countries. Migration acquires skills abroad, which allow them to earn higher wages when they return. They can even build up their own business. For example, if I go to Korea to study, then I will come back to my family and I'll tell my family and friends about the life of Korea, as well as I can even build up my own business with the knowledge I gained in Korea. So that's where the advantages. I'll let Ronak explain you the disadvantages.
Now let's go to the disadvantages. So there are three major disadvantages, which is loss of skilled labor and then fall in demand for home goods and social impact. The first one is loss of skilled labor. So many educated people like doctors, engineers, etc., they usually migrate to a better developed country for, let's say, better job opportunities or better education. So in that way they are serving that country instead of serving their home country. And this is the biggest negative impact on the home country of losing the professional people. For example, if a person is very talented, then he will migrate to a more developed country, and in that way he will serve that country instead of serving his own country. There are two more disadvantages left, which will be explained by Muskan.
The second disadvantage is fall in demand. As the people migrate, the population of the country decreases. It may result as the demand of goods and services may also decrease. In that way, the people who offers goods and work for industries will also lose their job because of no demand for goods and services. Third, social impact. When the parents leave their children and other dependents, like old people, they suffer the most. Many children get involved in criminal activities, and elders suffer due to lack of support and help from children. And that was an impact of migration. Thank you.